Good morning, everybody. Back over at Dayton again, and I was not doing any shows, as I said, for the previous week because I was over in Plymouth. Very fun weekend overall, but we're back over at Dayton again, and I've got a few things that we're going to show off because yesterday they did a Black Friday edition of the City to City show. So there was a couple of deals that we ended up doing, and I'll pretty much show all of that off right quick. So the first deal that I ended up getting, before I go through that, the first two up on top, the Zard EX from Evolutions, and then the Gold Mew from 151. That was around $20 roughly. And then this was the other thing I got, the Ends Resolve Full Art Trainer Super Rare, and I think that was like a $65 trade. The card's like in light play, but it looked more near mint, but I just put it as light play. For around 85, all of these. Thought the illustration rare for Milena was really good, and then there was a sealed Pokemon League stamp Pikachu, because I always got to get my promos for the booth. And then this right here, I believe was, I'm trying to remember the exact trade amount that we ended up doing, but I think that was closer to 80, 85. I could be wrong. It was one card that they traded for that, and oh wait, there was a couple other things that were added to that deal. But mostly light play condition for a good majority of them. Probably the best condition one was the promo Jigglypuff, and I don't usually see that one very often. This was a young man that actually saw us at the Columbus XL show, and they did a trade with us because we had this reverse foil Snorlax before, so figured we'd get that on again. And then finally, the Blaine's Charizard that we had in the showcase, finally got rid of it, and we had it at a different price at one time, so we ended up getting some of these, which I've never seen before, but there's a couple of promos, and then there's a Morpeko promo card in the middle, and it's about a pack of Fusion Strike and Chilling Rain, so that was along with the triple blister for Stellar Crown. And overall, it was still kind of okay for the most part. I think Dan just forgot to advertise that the show was happening for a Friday, but it still had a decent enough turnout for being a Black Friday day. But Saturday is what a lot of people consider the first official day, so we'll pretty much be busy for today. Not sure about tomorrow. I may end up just doing today only just because of the winter advisory. So if you're watching this, hopefully you are staying warm inside wherever you are. But with that being said, I'll kick the camera off. Not legit kick it off. I'm not that stupid to break my own stuff. But I will turn the camera off and then hit the record whenever we get the first deal that happens, which will take place pretty much next. And with that being said, I'll see you guys back in just a sec. Yeah, it is not very busy at the moment, but only a few things that we had picked up just a second ago for 70. Truxicity EX, super rare, I believe is what the rarity was for that one. A couple of other ones, interesting enough, the Fraligator Black Star promo is moderate condition on it, but still filler on that, and there's a few people that have been looking for this one for some reason, and probably the most expensive one was the Miss Magius. I really thought this was $15, but it's been picking back up to around $25, so that was kind of a big shocker there. So overall, it was a pretty good pickup, but again, just kind of wish it was a little bit more busy right now. Alright, did a quick trade / sale, cash on top for what's left over here, and they brought in a couple of prize pack cards. The most expensive one, surprisingly, was the Howlucha, and it was right around 50 is what we saw. And then, of course, Pikachu EX is really cool, too, with the Ho-Oh. And then 43 was what they owed with two of our Evolving Skies, the Charizard V promo, and then Light Play. Both of these ended up dropping down in price, so pretty much a good deal overall. Did another quick sell, the Paladin Whooper IR, and also the IR Psyduck from Death Rivals and going away for 55. Alright, not much happened in the past few hours, but ended up selling all of the simplified Chinese tags that we got during, I think it was the last show that we aired was Columbus XL, and we sold them all together for 24. So probably the biggest deal of the weekend. Had my Pokemon Center PC, the ETB, excuse me, for Phantasmal Flames. There was a gentleman that wanted to bring his standard ETB, and I'm going to probably crack this open just for hell of it. And then it's 120 cash on top, so thanks for the deal. Probably the last deal of the day. We are trading off our Dark Blastoise that we had gotten last month, and we are getting a Charizard EX as a even trade. Thanks for the deal. And did a quick trade. There was like a bunch of like commons and some hollows, but we did even trade for sealed booster boxes. This is basically Obsidian Flames altogether, the Japanese and the English. So this was 30, I think is what he had on it, and this was around 100. So it was like 114 in total, so we were pretty much given like a good trade on it, so we were happy. Coughing and all, this is like the last second deal because the whole table's been cleared off until tomorrow. For $76, we basically picking up the Mimikyu VMAX and then the Blastoise Piplup GX, so hopefully you guys can hear the audio well, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. So there was like no outro out, but it is Sunday back over at Dayton. The drive was very windy. It was like a bunch of whiplash coming out on the highway, and I don't think that we were like driving in the best of conditions. It is heavily windy outside. But right now it is still very early, but it is very quiet right now. I think the weather is still like scaring people up, but I'll show off like right quick what we just snagged this morning. So 2 separate purchases. This was actually earlier around... There's like a few things in the binder. This was actually with the Amipom that we had just gotten in through one trade. This was something else. This was in one of our dollar binders because I had to double check to verify because somebody had mentioned this was playable, and I haven't really played the game in a while, but this was like a $5 card roughly around there. But the stuff that we picked up this morning, this was around 35, not really anything too major jumping out. Like, of course, like the full set of the Pikachu V-Unions, and then just a couple other promo stuff too. But I thought the Haunter Common was really good. I think it's Expedition, but I could be wrong on that. And as I said, 35 on that deal. And then the biggest pickup for the morning was the gold Fuller Secret Rare from Steam Siege. This one was 65, and condition on it is like near mint, and probably hard to say like if it is like a 10 that it could be like graded in, but I'm still trying to figure out like how grading works on Pokemon cards. But regardless, that's pretty much tapped us out for the morning. So as I said, there was not like a lot that we had spent this morning. We pretty much wiped out of all of our cash, and we've already had like 6 other people asking if we were buying, and it's like this is mostly just recovery time. So we got the case restocked with new packs, and then of course the raw single stuff, we're going to be getting these priced out, and if there's any other deals, then I will let you know. So we ended up doing pretty much an even trade for these journeys, and then the Destined Rivals. We just needed booster packs, and I hate to see the Cosmic Eclipse and the Ultra Prism go, but again, these move a lot faster than any of the big packs, but we'll get more of these later on, so pretty happy with that deal. So I started looking around. I don't see the young man anywhere, but this is the dad right there, and he brought in a couple of trades. We'll probably trade with the young man when he gets back around. So they are taking away our sealed, it was the promo, the one that was from the booster box for Journey Together, the sealed promo for that, and then the Squirtle from 151, and they are trading us a Snorlax VMAX, one of the better IRs or Secret Rares, and then a PSA 10. This is like a promo that I've never seen anywhere, but I thought Charizard does really well at the booth, so always good to see him, and he's pretty happy about it too. Flash sale, because Black Friday and all, they ended up buying all of the like V's, then there was like EXs as well, and it was like, forget how many altogether, but it was in total around 60 for the whole stack. So that probably the big sale of the day. All right, so update time. Not much has really happened. I had to double check to make sure, like, as far as the number of sales that I've done, there was something I sold for 60. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was like a couple of like booster packs. Oh wait, it was like 10 of the Journey together. Those were like 6 each, so I ended up selling those for about 60 for the pile. There was like a card that I sold for 3. I think that was like one of the Ambi Palms that I had. And then the other thing for 20 each, the blister packs that we got in yesterday, it was both of those along with one of the triple Obsidians. Funny enough, it was like 4 people that were looking at those, and they were both couples, and they basically each bought up all of them, so there was like $20 each on them. That's pretty much really been about it for like the past few hours. I think that it's been just really quiet at the moment, so yeah, I really don't know what to expect for like the last hour. So for $40, we got rid of the Quagsire Reverse that we got over at Columbus, along with the other moderately played stuff as well. That Ho-Oh stamp that we got in yesterday, the Wigglytuff Japanese Hollow, and then a couple of other trainers, and all together for 40. And not long after the last bundle deal, for 14, it's a lot of the Japanese trainers and regular Pokemon as well. That was from the binder bulk that we had bought, so that pretty much ended up paying for the full lot that we got, so thanks for the deal. I don't have my microphone on, so I do apologize about the audio being very crappy at the moment, but that was a decent little finish off of the booster packs that were in here. Every last one of the Journey Togethers ended up selling, and we basically did like a bulk deal for all 10 for around 55, so it was like a $5 offer for like that new guy. But it was a good show. I think that just because of the fact the weather was the big factor, and then of course the rival games that happened yesterday, it really hurt business, but I still was able to make money for the booth and also to be able to cover over the rest of the fees. But that's it from the, not Eastgate, but the Dayton City to City show. Still a really good show overall for me, and hopefully if you were at the event, it was good to see everybody there. But we're gonna make our way back home, and hopefully the car doesn't blow over on the highway, because I do not want to have to get injured on my way back. But love you guys, thank you for coming out and also watching the video. Somebody probably got a hit back there, so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and go home, but love you, have a good one. As always, you know how we end the videos, pretty much doing it out live. Stay strong, stay positive, and of course, love you, have a good one.